Architectural Supplements has officially introduced our revolutionary NextGen living wall system to the North American market. Originally developed for Europe, the NextGen grid and tray system works equally well with hydroculture or soil plants. It is the easiest to build, the easiest to plant, and the easiest to maintain. With different size trays designed to hold either 4-inch, 6-inch, or 8-inch plants, the NextGen system allows for 4-week watering cycles. And because light is so critical to the success of a living wall, we're also offering optional LED lights, which have been specified with just the right wattage, beam angle, and color temperature to help your wall's plants thrive. We also are offering a 25-gallon water machine for the most efficient watering of small to medium-sized walls.
Hi, I'm Bill Lyon, co-developer of NextGen Living Wall Systems, and I'm going to show you why NextGen is the easiest to install, the easiest to plant, and the easiest to maintain. Let's get started. Before we get started installing the NextGen wall, I want to show you 3 walls that we put in January 2016 for 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch plants. Now, it's the middle of May, and these are the original plants that I've ordered 5 times. They're doing extremely well, and look at the wide variety of plant selections that you can use. These have been lit with LED lights available at ASI. You'll be amazed at the variety of plants you can use to design the ultimate living wall. These are the tools, bits, and drivers that you're going to need to install the wall. Let's take a closer look. It's important to use professional tools. I like the drill, hammer drill combo, and also the impact drill, which we'll talk about a little bit later. It's also wise to have a calculator. You need your stud finder, a ruler with both English and metric, the all-important Vaseline, and bits and drivers. Remember, whenever you're doing an installation, always remember to wear your safety glasses and to use a pencil. Not only can you erase it, but you won't get yelled at by the building contractor. You're also going to need a professional level. I suggest a 24-inch level so that you can go between panels. And this here will allow you to make sure the wall is square and level. We're going to be installing a 2-meter wide by 1.5 meter high wall. That's approximately 6.5 feet by 5 feet high. We're going to keep the same theme that we have on the previous walls that we built, which is 16 inches down off the wall. If you have a wall that's got very tight tolerances, best to use metric, but for most walls, inches and feet work extremely well. Let me show you how easy it is. When we've calculated the height of the 2 grids, plus the 16 inches, we're going to need from the bottom panel 21 inches off the floor. So let's begin. The first mystery that must be solved is, what's behind the wall? Now we're going to be installing it to sheetrock. So first thing is, use something known as a stud finder. Place it on the wall, press, and then move it across, and then you see where the stud begins. So carefully mark it. Here's your stud. Now when installing a wall, it's good to have 2 people to do the installation. This is my assistant, Alan. The most important part of putting in a NextGen wall is to make sure your first grid is perfectly level and square. The rest is all downhill. You take your pencil and mark where your holes are going to go. An important note, make sure your grid is facing up, it says the top, with your support brackets hanging down. To install in sheetrock, we're going to use something known as a snap toggle. These are toggle bolts that are easy to install. For that, we're going to need a drill with a 1/2-inch bit. Now that we have the first grid marked, we're going to make our first hole. First, by placing the drill right on the hole, you press in a little bit. To install the snap toggle, you place it into the hole, press so that the snap toggle opens up. You have a clear hole, you can see inside that it's all the way back. You then ratchet it up into the hole and snap it off. It's important, the distance between each grid is 8 inches. So mark it on your wall. Now to make it easy, we're going to take the level and slide it across and then move it up and into the 8-inch mark. Also, you can check your level this way to make sure that it's perfectly level, which it is. And now we mark the holes. Now that we've marked the hole for the second grid, let's do a little check. To install the grid into a wall, we're going to use a 1/4-inch lag screw. To do that, we're going to first have to make a pilot hole. The pilot hole is about a 9/64 inch bit. Place it on the mark, and you drill into the stud. The stud is here on top and on the bottom. These other 2 holes we'll be making with the snap toggles. With a 1/4-inch lag screw, you're going to need a 7/16 driver. Line it up. Now we're going to install the grid on top. Once on top, we're going to use the level. Make sure that it's square, which it is. Take your pencil, make your holes. All right, now for the last grid, let's put it up. Put it right on top. We're going to check that it's 8 inches across, that it's level. And now we mark the holes. Now remember, these 2 holes are going into studs, so we're going to be making our pilot hole. And for the snap toggle, our 1/2 inch holes will go here. Now what's important to note, when we put the panels up, don't tighten your screws in on one side. Keep everything loose until everything is centered, and then at the end, tighten up all the bolts. Otherwise, you might be off by a little bit. These are the NextGen PT100 13-12 for the 6-inch plants. Now notice there are 2 marks on your grids, 4 and 3. The PT 13-12 for the 6-inch have 4 trays per grid. The number 4, where your 15-19s, your larger trays, have 3. The number 3. So now you line up number 4 on the bottom with the holes in the tray. This is your bottom tray. It has no ports. This is your final reservoir. The rest of the trays, if you notice, have 2 ports in them. They come with leaf screens that fit right on top. Go to the next number 4. Continue from the bottom up. And 1 more tray at the top. Now we're going to insert the drain tubes. To do that and make it easy, we're going to use Vaseline. You don't need a lot. Also, your Vaseline lip balm works just as well. Place a little Vaseline in the tube, insert it into the bottom drain port, and you're done. Now we're going to show you how easy it is to plant. I think you're going to really love it. First of all, every plant has a front and a back. You're going to want to put the wicks on either side of the front of the plant, like so. By inserting 2 wicks, now you can place the plant into the tray. The wicks touch the bottom of the reservoir. Some plants are phototropic and bend up towards the light, as opposed to, say, a pothos or a prayer plant, which will tend to hang down. No matter how you rotate the plant, a wick will always be in contact with the reservoir. In this case, we're going to take the plant, simply rotate it 180 degrees, place it back into the tray, and you have a better plant orientation. Another technique is to use a plant platform. You put it into the back of the tray. You only need 1 wick in this case, and then just place the plant into the tray, resting against the platform, and then that creates a nice water reservoir. Now we're going to be installing the side panels using these 3M dual-lock fastening strips. They have adhesive at both sides. You simply peel off the adhesives, put them onto the side of the tray like so. What's important with these adhesive strips, and you've seen this stuff I use on your car with the Easy Pass, more importantly than anything, you have to make sure that they snap shut for a secure hold. Did you see that? You peel off the outside strips. Now you could put these on every tray. This stuff is so strong, you only need the top and bottom adhesive strip. You line the side panel to the bottom of the tray against the wall and press in. Now with the adhesive strips in place, you take your side panel, you tilt it out on an angle for your placement so that one is on top of the other. Right here, you take it, you press firmly. There you have it. Now we're going to talk about drilling into masonry, also known as concrete. If you're doing a large concrete wall, get a very powerful electric hammer drill. For this demonstration, we're going to be using a professional Milwaukee battery powered to do one hole. For this, we're going to need three things. One, the anchor is a 1/4 inch by 2 1/4 inch Tapcon concrete anchor. The drill bit necessary to make that hole is a 3/16 masonry bit. You're also going to need a 5/16 driver. You start the drill. Now that we have the hole drilled, we're going to use the 1/4 Tapcon anchor by about 2 1/4 inches, our 5/16 driver. The reason why the impact drill is so effective is that it takes the torque out of the drill if you were going to be using a regular drill, and it kind of hammers it in. Now we're going to be installing into cement board. A cement board is used by some contractors as a waterproofing board. It is much more waterproof than, say, drywall. You can use regular drills to get through cement board, and I'm going to show you how to drill into cement board with one complication. Behind it is an aluminum beam. So for that, we're going to need a drill with a 1/8 inch drill bit, and we're going to need an impact drill with a 3/8 inch driver. For the anchors we're going to use, these are self-tapping metal screws. We're going to use a number 14 by 2 1/2. Take the impact drill, and there it is. For the next demonstration, we're going to center an NextGen grid onto a 4-foot wide panel. Now with the holes marked, we're going to take a drill with a 1/8 inch bit, place it on your mark, and the first screw, what we're using is a lag screw, 1/4 inch lag. Put it through the hole, you line it up. Now you're going to have an impact drill, the 7/16 driver. Well, there you have it. NextGen living walls for 4, 6, and 8 inch plants, easily installed on any wall surface, easily planted and maintained. Please stay tuned for more informational videos coming soon. Thank you for watching.